Cheapest EV in Singapore. Thinking about getting an electric car in Singapore but worried about the price? Well, today we're looking at the cheapest EVs you might actually consider, without cutting corners on what matters. Hi everyone. In this video, we're going to explore some of the most affordable electric cars available in Singapore right now. By the end, you'll have a clear picture of what options exist, how much they might cost, and what you should expect if you go electric. Whether you're a first-time EV buyer or just curious about the market, this video can help you make a smarter choice. Before we dive in, make sure to hit the like button if you find this useful. It really helps support the channel. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments if you're thinking about switching to an EV anytime soon. 1. Why affordable EVs matter in Singapore. Singapore's electric car scene has grown a lot in the past few years. The government has offered incentives that make EVs more attractive, and charging infrastructure is slowly improving across the island. But here's the thing, EVs can still be expensive compared to regular petrol cars. That's why knowing the cheapest options can save you both money and stress. Affordable doesn't always mean low quality. Sometimes it just means you're paying for practicality rather than luxury features. Quick question for you. If you could get an EV for less than $100,000, would you consider it? Drop your answer in the comments. I'm curious to see what people think. 2. What makes an EV affordable? Before we jump into specific cars, let's talk about what makes an EV cheaper in Singapore. First, the upfront price is important, but so are government rebates, of entitlement costs, and registration fees. Sometimes a car may look cheap, but once you add it can be quite different. Next, battery size plays a role. Smaller batteries often mean lower cost, but shorter driving range. And then there's features. Basic trims tend to be more affordable, while fully loaded versions add up fast. So, when we say cheapest EV, we're usually talking about cars that balance price, practicality, and range. 3. Top affordable EVs in Singapore. 1. The Wuling Air EV. The Wuling Air EV is one of the smallest EVs on the market, but it's surprisingly practical for city driving. Its compact size makes parking easier, which is perfect for Singapore's narrow streets. The starting price is around $75,000, with government incentives, which is on the lower end for EVs here. You won't get a massive battery or long highway range, think around 200 km per charge, but for short daily commutes or running errands, it's often enough. It's also worth noting that its charging can be done at home or at public stations, which makes it convenient even if you're not near a fast charger. Light engagement line. If you're someone who mostly drives around the city, the Wuling Air EV might actually cover all your needs. Could this be your city car? 2. The BYD Atto 3. Next up is the BYD Atto 3. This is a slightly bigger car than the Wuling Air, offering more space for passengers and luggage. The starting price is about $95,000, which makes it one of the more affordable mid-size EVs. The Atto 3 has a bigger battery, giving it a longer range, sometimes up to 400 km per charge, depending on conditions. It also comes with modern tech features, like a touchscreen display and semi-autonomous driving aids. For families or anyone wanting more comfort without breaking the bank, the Atto 3 can be a solid choice. Now, I know some of you love gadgets and tech in your car. Would you trade a slightly higher price for a longer range and more features? Think about it and comment below. 3. The Nissan Leaf. The Nissan Leaf is a car many people know worldwide, and in Singapore, it sometimes shows up in the used EV market at more affordable prices. A used Leaf can cost anywhere between S60 to S80,000, depending on the year and condition. It has a moderate range, around 270 km per charge, and it's reliable for city and suburban driving. Buying used can save money, but you should check the battery health carefully because battery replacement can be expensive. 4. Other options to consider. Besides these, there are also other small EVs like the Honda E, which may sometimes be available at lower prices if you go for a used model. Electric motorcycles and scooters are also growing in popularity for budget-conscious urban commuters. The key is to look at your driving needs, budget, and how often you plan to travel long distances. 4. Factors to consider before buying. Price is important, but there are other factors you should weigh before committing. Range versus daily needs. Some affordable EVs have smaller batteries. That's fine if you mostly drive short distances, but can be limiting if you plan to take road trips. Charging infrastructure. Check if your home or apartment allows EV charging. Public charging stations are growing, but convenience matters. Maintenance. EVs generally have fewer moving parts than petrol cars, but check warranty and service costs. Resale value. Some EVs hold value better than others. Research used EV market trends if resale is important to you. Making a checklist can help you pick the right car without regret. Which of these factors matters most to you? Range, price, or tech features? Let me know. I'd love to see your priorities. 5. Tips to save money when buying an EV. Even after picking a car, there are ways to save a little more. Look for government incentives. They can sometimes shave thousands off the cost. Consider used EVs. They often come at a discount, but always check battery health. Compare and registration prices across different models. Consider home charging options. Some apartments or condos offer rebates for installing chargers. Small steps can make a big difference when your budget is tight. Final thoughts. So, what's the takeaway? Singapore does have affordable EV options, whether it's a tiny city car like the Wuling Air EV or a mid-sized option like the BYD Atto 3. The key is matching your choice with your daily driving needs, budget, and comfort expectations. EVs may sometimes feel like a big change, but many people find them convenient, quiet, and cheaper to maintain in the long run. Even if you start small, switching to electric can be a practical choice over time. If you enjoyed this breakdown and found it helpful, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe for more EV updates in Singapore, and check out my next video where I compare home charging options for city drivers. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.